generally you use brisket, okay? And I've been looking for brisket, but all the brisket I find is garbage that's near me. And I saw this today, okay? Now, this is a beef loin. This is a tri-tip roast. And I saw that price of $5, $5.50, and I said, this is what I'm going to use for the pastrami. It's a different cut of meat, but this is going to work just fine. Okay, this is going to work just fine, and it's really cheap. Fantastic. Now, what we have here is about 2.5 pounds, okay, of tri-tip. Now, when you buy pastrami, at least in the deli where I live, it's almost $13 a pound. Okay, so this right here, just by itself, if this was pastrami, would be 26 bucks. This is coriander. This is the seeds of cilantro. Okay, and this is a tablespoon of just the seeds. Here is a tablespoon of black peppercorns. Okay, same thing. It's a major player in the flavor of that. I'm going to be putting a little bit of ground ginger in this. Not a whole lot. 1/4 teaspoon. This is mustard seed. Tablespoon. Got a cinnamon stick inside here. If I can get it out of here. We got a cinnamon stick we're going to put in there. There's a Japanese chili. If you don't have a Japanese chili, you can just put any other type of hot chili inside there. I'm going to be putting maybe that much, 1.5 of these inside there. Don't worry about the seeds. But like I said, you can use red pepper flakes. I'm going to be putting 8. Put that cinnamon inside there. I'm going to be putting just a touch of nutmeg inside here. Not a lot. Maybe something like that. Well, for the life of me, I cannot find my allspice berries, okay, which are their uncrushed allspice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting 1/2 of a tablespoon. Actually, I'm going to do less. I'm probably going to end up going about 3/8 of a tablespoon of crushed allspice to take its place. Now you can use whole cloves. I don't have any, not right now anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting about 3/8 of a tablespoon of ground clove. Now I'm going to be putting some regular sugar inside here. 4 tablespoons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mixture, put it in a pot, put about that much water in it, and I'm going to bring this to a boil. I've got a thing of garlic here. It's got a bunch of cloves in it, okay? And what we need to do is kind of crush these a little bit. And that's that. And this whole package of garlic is going to go into the pickling spice and brine. And this is an important factor in your pastrami. Okay, so we have our pickling spice in there, we have our crushed garlic inside there, and you can see we've got a decent amount of water. And what we want to do is we want to bring this to a boil, and after it comes to a boil, we're essentially making like a tea, okay, of the pickling spices and everything like that, including the garlic. And it's going to be very, very concentrated in this. As soon as it comes to a boil, we're going to turn the fire off, and we're going to let this cool. So that right there is hot enough, and we're going to go ahead and just let this stuff cool down now. One thing that I had forgot to mention is I had added 2 bay leaves to the brine. So we have our brine inside there, and the meat is under it. If there isn't enough water for the meat to be under, add more. And let's put this in the refrigerator where it'll be undisturbed. So we're at day 6 here, and this already smells like pastrami. It already smells like pastrami. But what we want to do is we want to take this out of the water. We want to rinse it off real well and take all the extra salt and any, remnants of like clove or anything off of it. And then we're going to end up drying it off. So I've rinsed it, and I just put it back inside there, and I'm just going to let the water and juices and everything like that flow to the bottom. And what we're going to do is I've just got a coffee grinder here. We're going to do 50% coriander, and we're going to do 50% black pepper. The meat has absorbed enough salt during the time that it was in a brine, so you don't have to worry about adding salt or anything to this. And through the magic of television, we end up having our rub that we will be using on the outside. And we're going to want to coat this completely, so all the way around it. You can use any type of mustard that you want. I'm just going to end up using a spicy. And it doesn't really require a whole lot, just enough to allow the coriander and pepper to stick to it. That's all. So we'll just take a little bit of this and sprinkle it over the top, and we'll do the same thing to the rear of it. Okay, so I have cleaned up my smoker, and I'm going to be putting this on a rack here. And now we can go put this inside the smoker. So the smoker's not really going to work very well unless you have something in here that can actually smoke. So we have to make wood chips. When you put wood chips, you want them to be damp so they smoke better. And what I had done is yesterday I had put apple chips inside here, apple wood chips, in water, and they've just been soaking inside here. And you can use cherry to smoke. You can use mesquite. You can use hickory. Just anything that you would ordinarily smoke with. Okay. I have a bunch of apple wood, so that's what I'm going to end up using. And then we need to put our pastrami in here. Okay. And now we want the temperature to get up to about 210, 220. And we want this to smoke and smoke and smoke. At least 4 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Okay, so it's been in here for at least 4 hours, and we're trying to get the temperature of this up to, okay, that's saying it's about 140 degrees. Okay. Currently the internal temperature on this is about 150 degrees. Okay, and we actually want this to be closer to about 200 to 210. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, wrap it up, and this is going to go back out there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the temperature. Before it was around 200 and something, maybe 202, 205, something like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase it to maybe like 300 or so. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting this on the lowest portion of the shelf. There's still some smoke inside there. We don't really need it that much anymore, but I'm going to put this inside here. I'm going to jack the heat up, which I had already done. And this should bring it up to about 310 degrees inside there. And then after we let this go back up to about 310 degrees or so, or 300, somewhere in that area, we'll let it set out here for about another hour, and we should end up having an internal temperature of close to 200 by that time, and our pastrami will be finished. Okay, so it's been about an hour since this had been setting here, and lots of juices, lots of juices. But let's take a look at the inside here. It's still a little warm. So now here's a few tips to make sure that you have a really good pastrami. Okay. The first is The longer you let it sit in that brine, quite honestly, the better. Okay, we only let it sit in there for almost a week. Okay, it was enough to penetrate the meat. But if I would have let it sit in there for like 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, the flavor would be more significant. The second is the thickness of the meat. You see how large the piece is? That can have an effect also on how much of the brine is going to be able to penetrate, as well as the smoky flavor is going to penetrate. So a lot of times people will end up using brisket, and a lot of times brisket isn't very thick at all. Okay, you can use almost any kind of meat that you want for this. If you want to use turkey breast, you can. If you want to use chicken, you can. You can pretty much make pastrami out of almost anything. If you can't find any of the spices that I had originally told you, just buy some pickling spice. When doing the salt, okay, it's really important that the day before you're planning on actually smoking your pastrami, what you want to do is cut a small piece off, rinse it off, fry it up, taste it, and see if it's too salty. If it's too salty, it's really important that what you do is you pour all the brine out, and then you soak your pastrami in just plain water overnight to help suck out some of that extra salt, just in case. Okay, in this particular case, that's exactly what I did. But that is that, guys, and hopefully you learned something from it. You can start making your own sandwich meat, your own deli meat. Now I have a deli slicer, so I can slice this stuff real thin, just like a sandwich. And I might end up doing that, depending. We'll just see what happens. But as of now, we're good. Oh, and another thing that's really important is when if you have to end up using a ground clove, or you have to use a ground allspice like I did, make sure that you use a lot less of it than you would if it was actually whole. So a tablespoon of whole clove or whatnot, you would only end up using maybe like a half of a teaspoon, or maybe like a teaspoon tops, because the stuff will become overpowering. Okay, so ideally use whole seeds, whole spices, just like it was pickling spice, ideally. But in a pinch, you can use the ground. But anyway, guys, that is that homemade pastrami. And until next time, talk to you later.